Watch the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it comes your way next.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, it's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings them out.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw there caught by Gallup. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. The numbers for him from a week ago. 10 catches, 124 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage is not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job hard.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Cowboys. CD Lamb with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The numbers for Sanders last week, 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins, 27 yards. And the Eagles are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Prescott to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. And Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. To throw is Prescott. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Prescott from the gun. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. (10-7) our score after one right here on the start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Robert Quinn in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you say...
Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Eagles have recovered.
But that's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
They'll run. It's Sanders. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Here's Sanders, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Another run here with Sanders. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Complete. Smith has it. He'll get it inside the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run good for 24 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Sanders. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott. He finds his man. Complete. That's Schultz. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Off the play fake. Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you coming up at halftime. Charles, you want a way to enhance your Saturday?
I do.
I know you do. I've got the thing just for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Cochran, standing by in Orlando to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Prescott's throw going to be caught by Gallup. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Prescott yet again. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's putted out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. Prescott on first down. Caught here by Conley. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Throwing again on second down. Hurts. Hurts fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
The kick by Marr is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. And then finally, time to unwind on Monday night. It'll be the Chargers and Colts from Indianapolis at 8:15 Eastern Time sharp. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a carry for Sanders. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Second down, back to Sanders. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
From the 41, Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Osa Odighizuwa able to get him for a loss of about 3. On third down, it's Sanders. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The ball will come out to the 25 here as Dowdle will not return this one. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. Here's Prescott. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, it's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on third down. On play action, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete.
These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Looking to throw. Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Robert Quinn able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack. Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. He hit his first, this one from 38. Maher able to put this one through, and they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. Back now in Arlington. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And some room to maneuver.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing is Hurts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Right back to Sanders on 1st down.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd? And he's in! Touchdown, Eagles! Miles Sanders
with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken a fourth-quarter lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Hurts will throw, and this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Partner's not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Prescott. He's going to go deep for Conley. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys! 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Second down, back to Sanders. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now first down carry by Sanders, well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. Second down coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Well, it's a shovel pass, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goedert. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, Might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So Dak and the Cowboys down 31-27, 50 seconds to go. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. Now Prescott. Able to find, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. On third down, they turn to Sanders, and it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now it's the Cowboys' turn, trailing by a touchdown. A little over 20 seconds to go. They've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete there to Conley. And he'll have a quick first down here as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And I believe the referee's under review. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Eagles, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's a loss.